No. Yeah, but he followed like the route of the train. Long Island Railroad. He's on the sweet. Jeep Wrangler JK, owned by our buddy James. James, shout out. Thanks for the business, bro. This is a Sprintex supercharger. It's going to make another 175 horsepower on top of what you have going on factory. Only thing is, we did a wonderful snorkel over here. So you've seen this little snork dork action right here. So we did this around the first or second round. We modified this Jeep. Now we're coming back to the supercharger. The only thing, the supercharger is designed to work with the factory air intake. So the way the snorkel plumbs into the airbox that it comes with, it kind of doesn't line up to the factory intake specs. So Brian kind of made a hybrid system here, a little mixture of the two. So we use a factory airbox. We did some great ducting by a company called Spectre Performance. They make all these great parts to like build custom intakes and things. And we fused them together and made it work. So basically plumbed with some piping and some couplers the snorkel into the factory airbox so that it works in conjunction with the supercharger, because that's designed to be worked with the factory airbox. So hopefully you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, he did a great job. Everything seems pretty sturdy. We just uploaded the tune into this. So we're waiting for Trini to come back. He just went to the dealer and purchased a, what did you say, boss? He's on the way back. Trini's on the way back. He had to go out to Long Island to a dealer to get a piece for the master cylinder on this, because in this truck we also upgraded to a big brake kit. When you have a big brake kit, you need to upgrade the master cylinder as well. So through the dealer, through Mopar, through Chrysler, they make an upgraded master cylinder for the Jeep Wrangler JK and JKU. The one that we ordered from the dealer actually had a busted O-ring, or some kind of seal inside wasn't good. So Trini went halfway across Long Island to pick up a new one, but he's on the way back, so hopefully we can get it in, get this vehicle done. It's a crunch time for this. Guy's coming at 4 o'clock. I don't know what time it is now, but I'm sure it's getting close to that. So hope he gets back and we can finish this up. Stay tuned. We're going to turn on the supercharger so you can hear some nice whistling. And we're going to get it going. We're going to shoot it down the block and see how she goes down the road. So stay tuned. Alright guys, we are back here in the cockpit of this Jeep Wrangler JK. I could not get this tune into my customer's vehicle. Since then, I was able to contact Diablo Sport. They were open today on Good Friday. Thank God, no pun intended. So weird. So I called Diablo Sport and I was on hold for maybe about like 15-20 minutes before someone picked up, which tells me maybe there's not a lot of people working today, right? Which makes sense, it's a holiday. So I just so happened to get a technician on the phone. His name is David Green. So David Green, if you're watching this, bro, we just want to say we really appreciate it. So what David Green did was, he found out that my Diablo i3, which I had to source elsewhere, not through Sprintex, actually has some kind of block or lock on it. It won't allow me to input custom tunes. So what he did was he applied an update to it remotely, which wiped it out and basically turned it into the same style, firmware-wise, that you would get through Sprintex, the supercharger company. I was able to put my tune on it, put it in the truck, it accepted it. So we're moving. So David Green from Diablo Sport, we want to say thank you, dude. You are killer. You are awesome. You helped us out today. And my buddy James is going to get his truck back, and that's because of you. Also a cool fact is, speaking to David on the phone, he's in Florida helping me out, but he actually is from Rockaway Beach, Queens, New York City, which is the same spot I grew up. So very small world. It was kind of meant to be. So on a holy day, we got some holy help from my man Dave. God bless you, bro. Peace. This is peace. This is Hang 10. You know that from Rockaway and surfing. Thanks. This is an awesome car. Super excited to have this one down here at the shop today. I always say I'm excited. I'm always excited for everybody's car, actually. I'm just an excited dude. But this one right here is very important to us. This is owned by a great client. His name is Dave. Dave, shout out to my man Dave. He is an awesome Mercedes-Benz enthusiast. He has a few Mercedes-Benz, but this is definitely one of his cream of the crop vehicles right here. This is a CLK 63 Black Edition. So for any of you who aren't really familiar with that, the CLK was like a mid-2000s car from Mercedes-Benz, and this is the Black Edition. So it does have this really cool race spec appearance and all these wonderful parts that I guess would maybe pay homage to maybe like the DTM style cars. But if you see, obviously right off the rip, the most obvious feature of this vehicle is these wonderful huge fender flares. Now we have a lot of customers who come here and see this vehicle whenever we're doing service on it, and they say, hey, what kind of body kit is that? What kind of wide body kit is that? This is actually factory. So these beautiful flares and the width of this car all comes from Mercedes-Benz just like that. The only thing that we have done to this car, really over, let's see, I think he's owned it for about a year or so. So really the only things we've done are some basic maintenance, fluids. We did do a beautiful set of HRE wheels. As you can see here, these are their forged wheels. These are wheels that we give them all the specs and they build them to order, a few weeks, and they show up at your door, and they are perfectly curated and fitted and designed specifically for the application you're putting it on. So we're running a beautiful set of HRE forged wheels right here in a 1911 and a 1910 in the front, rocking a 305 in the rear and a 275 in the front. So a lot of grip, a lot of width. It's really nice because they fill out these flares beautifully. So the fitment is kind of just on point, and we think it looks great. Nothing like a well-fitted wheel tucked under a nice fender flare. That's like what it's all about, right? But this is a really cool car. They're very, very rare production. You'd be hard-pressed to find one, even if you go to a car show or maybe a Benz meet or something, you might even have a hard time finding one there. So you saw it here at the custom shop. This is a New York City car. This is a Queens car. Queens is the car borough. I love New York City. I love all the other boroughs, but I'm from Queens, and we have such sick cars here, as you can see. We're going to throw it up on the lift, and we're going to be doing a secondary catalytic converter delete to unlock a little sound, unlock a little exhaust flow. So we're going to be chopping out those catalytic converters and replacing it with piping from Rentec. They make a great delete. It'll be able to bolt right in. We'll give the customer back his original cats in case we ever have to put them back in upon resale. All right, YouTube, special treat. This is my personal car, 1991 Volkswagen GTI. This is a Mark II, the second generation of the Volkswagen Golf. This is my personal car. I love it very much, very dear to my heart. I've owned it for about 14 years. When I purchased the car, I used to deliver Chinese food in it for a local Chinese food place in Rockaway Beach. So I'm pretty happy she's been with me through all these years. So it's definitely came a long way. A lot of different transitions and revisions of this vehicle. But right now it actually has a new motor in it. Well, a new motor for this vehicle. It is a second-hand motor from a 2008 Volkswagen Passat. So it's a 3.6 VR6 motor we dropped in this bad boy. So she makes a good amount of power. It's a lot of fun. Before that motor, we had a 2.8 VR6 in it from a Corrado or maybe an early 90s Passat. And then before that was the original motor, which was a 1.8 4-cylinder. So she went from maybe, I don't know, 90 horsepower all the way to a little over 300. So it's been a nice progression, and we're really, really excited to get it back and drive it. So a lot of the motor work was done by a buddy of mine. His name is Chris. He's at C&M Performance here in Astoria, so I really appreciated Chris. He did a great motor swap for me. It's not something we could really tackle here at the shop. We're very, very busy, and he knows Volkswagens like he bleeds them. So, you know, he's one of the best guys to go to. So if he's watching, I really appreciate it, man. You've built up a great car with the motor and everything. Really happy. He also did a custom roll cage for us in the back too, so shout out to Chris. Everything else in the car here though, pretty much is a custom shop setup. The suspension, the wheels, the tires, the brakes, the interior, the racing seats, all that good stuff. So we're going to take it out for a spin. It is an older vehicle, so pre-95, so it's considered OBD1, even though it is OBD2 because it has a newer motor in it, but we won't tell anybody that, right? So when I go for a nice inspection, it's only 10 bucks. They make sure I have windshield wipers, they make sure I have brakes and my windshield's not cracked, and you're on the road. God bless New York, right? So this is pretty sweet. Yeah, let's start it up, listen to how she sounds, take it for a spin. So this car is fully straight pipe, no muffler, no resonator, no nothing. There's a whole list of no's that this car actually doesn't have. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but here's a list of stuff that it doesn't have. No anti-lock brakes, no traction control, no air conditioning, no power steering, no ABS, did I say? And no mufflers, no resonators. So no bullshit basically. It's a real car, it's a raw car. You need a lot of muscle power to turn that wheel because there's no power steering, and it's a real, just really raw kind of experience. So it's nice. It's not my everyday car. It'd be kind of tough to drive something like this every day, but when you want that raw feel and you want to just feel the road and just be man and machine, it's a good vehicle to do it in. So we're gonna go take it for a spin, see how you like it, Clive. Right?
Well, I'm excited.
old mama. Looks pretty sweet, right?
Dude, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Ah, color coordinated sprint racing.
Yeah. Little wrinkle paint in black, wrinkle painted, custom intake. It's nice. It's not a show car engine bay, but gets the job done.
Respectable.
Sticker over here that I left, original sticker that says to start engine, belts must be buckled to door. So you couldn't start the car if those weren't plugged in here. The car wouldn't start.
What?
It's cool. It was like a cool safety thing back in the day. I mean, no car has that now.
No.
Like,
No, they just let you do whatever you want.
Yeah,
They're just like, yeah, go die.
It'll just beep at you.
Yeah, that's
which is
it.
annoying. But this actually won't start. So, I mean, now it does because all that's fucking bypassed. But it was pretty cool. All right, so.
There's no power.
I mean, we're not in motion, so. But even when you're rolling slow,
it's a little bit of a workout.
it's a pain in the butt, Drive around a bit, get it warmed up. Those are tires, because they're cold, the tires too, you know.
Yeah,
It's
but
a
still,
cold fucking
that was a
day.
pretty effortless little.
Yeah. Second gear.
It's just spinning.
Yeah, yeah.
Holy shit.
Pretty sweet, right? She makes 308 wheel. It's pretty sick. In a small car, it feels awesome.
Wait,
I wanna-
this is 308 wheel in this car?
Yeah.
Dude, what?
It was dynoed, yeah.
It doesn't weigh anything.
What's up?
It doesn't weigh anything.
Yeah, it's like
I make 350 wheel, but my car's 4,000 fucking pounds.
factory, it's like 2,100 pounds, like or 2,200 pounds stock, or 23 maybe, I don't know.
This
I mean,
car's
the motor's heavier, but like...
It's probably like a 2,000 pound car with 300 fucking
Yeah. See if we can get a little... Sick, right?
For anyone who can't see, there's a huge grin on my face right now. That was the wildest feeling shit. Dude,
If you like the VQs, you'd probably like this.
dude,
you know?
this is...
They heat the tires up. It'll grab second. It's just like the tires will grab on second, but you gotta like. But yeah, she's a fucking sweet car. She's got a lot of torque.
Yo, it just pulls so clean.
She rips, right?
Dude.
Apple fact, 2085. This custom exhaust is purposely angled to the driver's side, so when you're in the fast lane on the highway, you can actually hear the sound reverberate off like whatever divider or wall is there. Specifically, the Van Wyck Expressway is like kind of my favorite spot. If I'm not stuck in traffic, which is like 99% of the time, you could definitely hear the roar of the VR6 like bounce off the wall. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, that was the idea with that.
Of something, and the outside was really soft, and the middle was really hard.
It's called bacalao, boy.
I don't know, whatever Brian says.
It's called bacalao.
Get out of here.
That stance, bro.
Let's talk about it, buddy.
Talk about it.
All right, guys, CLK 63 Black Edition. Showed you what we were doing before. We're doing a secondary cat delete. Let's check under here, see how it looks.
Oh, they're in Stuart, Florida.
Really cool. So basically what Brian did is he cut out these secondary cats and replaced them with this Rentec X-Pipe cat delete setup. So pretty cool. This section right here, factory, is one straight pipe. There's no break up there. So we'd actually cut it here and use the band that they provided to clamp it. All the other spots are actually the same spots that you can remove from the factory. So you just really use the factory clamps here. Everything's nice and tight. We're gonna start it up, check for any leaks. I think it should be pretty good. So all's well that ends well, you know. Alright guys, last job of the day. We are finished. We are going home. Our buddy James is here to pick up his wonderful Jeep Wrangler JKU. We did a whole list of wonderful modifications. He is back here for his round 2. Round 1 was a bunch of good stuff like a lift kit, wheels and tires, bumper, winch, some lighting. Round 2 is all about performance and function. So we outfitted this vehicle with a set of nitro gears, 488 ratio. We also set it up with a beautiful Eaton E-locker in the rear, so we can lock the rear differential, have everything set up. Nice, boss. Programmer. Thanks, buddy. This is the programmer that does everything for the supercharger, so. No, it's okay, it's okay. We can edit it. What are you gonna do? Nobody. Come on,
No, you're good, you're good, you're good.
As we were saying, so yeah, we did a great set of nitro gears in this vehicle, 488s front and rear, so those big 35-inch tires are being able to turn way more efficiently now. If he's off-road, he has to tackle some obstacles. the truck will be that much more capable of doing so. That ratio matches the larger wheel and tire now. It can pull the weight of the vehicle. So very, very important. I know you guys have heard us talking about gears before. I'll say it again, one of the most important things you can do for your Wrangler. In addition to the gears, we did an Eaton e-locker. So it has an electronic rear locker, much like a Rubicon model, so we can lock that diff in the rear and really do some great crawling off-road and get them out of some tricky situations. Additional to that, we did a wonderful Sprintex supercharger. It is a supercharger for the 3.6 motor. This is a Pentastar motor. It makes maybe another 150 horsepower over factory. So, not to mention that awesome sound. I'm gonna pop the hood. I'll show you guys that right now. But yeah, really happy. So in conjunction with those gears and that supercharger, this truck just unlocked a lot of power. So it pretty much feels as light on its feet, or as, let's say, efficient in its driving as it did factory, but even with more power now. So that's great. You add all these.
This mother.
They think they have to yank it, but if you just pull it and it like clicks, that's how you do it. Don't break my shit. But yeah, that's the idea. We also did a beautiful set of MFC fog lights here. So these are from our buddies at MFC Off-Road. So these fog lights are awesome. They have a great amber backlight, as well as a really strong white output when he hits the factory fog light button. So I'll show you guys that too. Check it out, this is our parking light option. Really clean, so you see like a nice amber backlight on those MFC fogs. And then furthermore, once you pull the switch, you get a really strong LED beam. And we have this hooked up to the factory fog light switch. Nice and OEM plus, nice and clean. That's the way to go. Right here we got our Sprintex supercharger on our buddy James's Jeep Wrangler. So let's hear some nice supercharger sounds, nice whine.
For the ASMR poppies.
Yeah, for the ASMR guys out there, right?
Wait, don't close it, don't close it.
Oh, the wine.
Let's get the wine.
You ready for the Dottie wine?
What?
Pretty sweet. So, important point here too. This is a Sprintex supercharger kit for the 3.6 Chrysler motor. So, technically, Charger, 300C, Jeep Grand Cherokee, all those would be able to take this kit. So anybody watching out there and needs a little more power in their V6, even if you don't have the Wrangler and you have the Pentastar and another application, we can do it for you. Check us out. Really nice. These are two. Stage two. Alright guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of The Daily Grind here at the Custom Shop NYC. We hope you love all the content we hope you love all the content that we have been bringing you.
Because yeah, that's the shit that, you know what I'm saying?
We love our clients. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of The Daily Grind. We really appreciate you guys watching. We hope you enjoy the content that we've been bringing out here in New York City. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notifications, drop a like, drop a comment, share it with your friends. We'll see you next week. Peace. Pete. With a gentleman yesterday, and he said, this is what I want. I want my Jeep Wrangler to have a rooftop tent on top. So this is a drawing of a Jeep Wrangler and a rooftop tent. I don't see it, but surely my customer did in his mind. But we're gonna see if we can spruce this up. Now it's a cutaway, right? So let's say this is his hood. I'm gonna imagine this is what he wanted. This is his hood. Let's say you got your lights here. And maybe you have your 7 slots. So you got a little Jeep grill action, right? Maybe here, for shits and giggles, we'll put like a nice like little fender flare. And then here, we'll put his wheel. It's kind of coming along, right? Here you got a mirror. Here we got a mirror. Let's make this the windshield. Let's make this some sort of roof rack. And then we make this his tent. So he would really come out to here. Let's see, how can we connect this back? Boom. Let's take this way. Let's put another flare back here. And give him another big ass tire. So this is my super child drawn Jeep. It's coming along, right?
Better than what we had before.
Better than what we had. Let's try to
Definitely
give him
better than
some
we first
doors. Let's make it a 4-door. Boom. Let's put a little spare tire in the back, poking out. Right? And then let's give him a little vestibule or entryway. And then we'll put our little customer in here. See, I think the guy had glasses. Let's give him some glasses, a little nose. Say hi. Let's give him a cool little haircut. Around this way. Give him some ears. Give him a little face right here. Give him some eyes. And let's give him a little thumbs up. That's what I think you wanted.
Okay. All right. And that is this segment of Drawing with Brett.